Let's be real for a second. Kanye might come out with some average music and shoes, but his personality is no surprise. The only difference this time is that his hateful and sporadic comments are finally costing him something. In this video, we'll talk about how Kanye West has lost $1.5 billion following his hate comments and the consequences of his actions. Let's get into it. First up, Kanye West is no longer a billionaire. It's not often that someone can talk themselves out of a cool billion, but if anyone can, it's Kanye West. According to Forbes, he's down approximately $1.5 billion, and it's for a good reason. He didn't get canceled for something random, but for all the right reasons. After weeks of bigoted comments, brands have been canceling their contracts, making him less rich each time. He's being sued for $250 million by Floyd's family as well. Adidas is the latest brand to take a step away from the rapper. It has been a long time coming anyways. He accused the company of ripping off his designs and selling non-partnered merchandise in China's markets. He did all this to free himself from the contract. Sources claim that, to do so, he even showed the executives pornography. Little did he know that all it would take would be a few unforgivable statements. The thing is, his partnership with Adidas was said to be worth around $1.5 billion. Without it, his current net worth dropped to around $400 million. That is a significant drop. By no means is he broke, but that drop is of huge magnitude. Up next, Adidas isn't the only brand that left Ye. Kanye, now better known as Ye, started off the year with an estimated net worth of $2 billion. And if we talk after the release of Donda 2 and the stream of high-profile fashion rollouts, we're sure that that number was likely higher. For any celebrity or influencer, the majority of their cash comes from branded partnerships. That alone can make someone a billionaire. So when brands announced that they were no longer partnering with Ye, it was understood that his life was about to take a turn. In September, Gap agreed to end the Yeezy Gap line right before Ye posted anti-Semitic posts that led to restrictions on his social media accounts. But he decided that this wasn't enough hate. Then reports surfaced that the rapper praised Hitler, so JP Morgan Chase unbanked him too. You might wonder if that was it. Nope. In October, Ye wore apparel with the statement "White Lives Matter" and actively spread the conservative misinformation that George Floyd had died of fentanyl overdose and was not murdered by the police. And at this point, we've all come across the video where we see the progression of the police officer's brutality that led to the murder. That's a lot to take in, we know. The reaction from brands was quick. The Gap, Balenciaga, Def Jam, CAA, MRC, Foot Locker, Donda Sports. This came following his statements, as the brand stated that they wouldn't support someone who had such ideas. Even his wax statue has been moved to the archive in Madame Tussauds, London. Now, let's look at the consequences of his actions. Here's the thing, brands and fans alike were ready for an apology so that they could go back to loving the hurricane rapper. But the controversy didn't end there, especially since the 45-year-old doubled down on his comments on Instagram and then took to Twitter to use anti-Semitic rhetoric in his posts. And in interviews, he wasn't any nicer. He continued to amplify his hate speech. Yeah, he's no longer on the Forbes billionaire list, but we doubt that would be his biggest concern right now. Even those usually related to problematic clients have left his side. He had Camille Vasquez, the lawyer who fronted Johnny Depp's defamation lawsuit, try to help him get his business back. But because he didn't retract his statements, she let him go after a week. Imagine the woman who was happily fighting for an abuser refused to take on Kanye. The only partner on his side is the right-wing platformer Parler. Let's take a look at the timeline of how things started to go down following his statements. Starting with the beginning of the downfall. When October started and the hate comments rose, celebrities were the first after fans to disassociate immediately from Ye. They immediately shared their concerns over the dangerous statements being said, the White Lives Matter shirts, and his tweet stating that he'd go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Jaden Smith was amongst the first to speak. The young rapper was at Ye's Paris Fashion Week, but left the event early. He later tweeted that it doesn't matter whose show it is. If he doesn't feel the message, he's out. He ended his tweet saying, "Black Lives Matter," hinting directly at Ye's shirt. Smith was joined by David Schwimmer, who was also one of the first major celebrities to speak out. He stated that regardless of West's mental state, he's without a doubt a bigot. His hate speech calls for violence, and to interpret it in any other way is to be openly racist. The Friends star said that silence is complicity. Diddy also spoke out about the shirts. In a video, he said that America planned poverty, incarceration, and death for black people. So before any other lives can matter, since they already do, black lives matter more. Then, Jamie Lee Curtis was vocal about their disagreement. She said that one of the holiest days in Judaism was last week, and such a statement could lead to genocide. The 63-year-old went on the Today Show and condemned the hate speech as just abhorrent. Following that, his social media accounts were restricted. So when Ye continued to post hateful comments on Instagram, the social media platform was quick to restrict the rapper's account due to his violation of the rules and guidelines. Of course, the songwriter was not happy about this at all. He took to Twitter, ending his 2-year-long hiatus, and went off. He aired his grievances with Mark Zuckerberg over his Instagram suspension and continued to make anti-Semitic remarks. Yeah, this is where he said the DEFCON 3 comment. This took place over a couple of days, the 8th and 9th of October. One of his tweets said that he can't be anti-Semitic since black people are actually Jews. He said that anyone who opposes their agenda is blackballed and faces consequences. That's true in theory. Any criticism is removed, but there's a difference between criticism and hate speech. One questions ideas and one practices crimes. The tweets were taken down and his Twitter faced the same fate as his Instagram, suspended for violating community guidelines. He doesn't really have anywhere else to go rant anymore, but coming up, his music suffered too. From the 10th of October to the 17th, the rapper faced a decline in radio play. His daily spins declined from 325 in the last 8 days. Then, after his restrictions on social media, it dropped to 258 in the 8 days after it. Even his average daily radio fell by 21.4%. And for those who support the artist, but not the cause, remember David Schwimmer's words, silence is complicity. Next, Ari Emanuel called for Ye's business partners to cut ties. The Financial Times published an op-ed where the CEO of Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, asked for several of Ye's business partners to halt or revoke their business with the star. The list included Apple, Spotify, and more. There are many haters online. Many people say the most unforgivable stuff, but their words barely carry any merit and are often not even seen by many. But Kanye West isn't just anybody. He's a pop culture icon who's popular with millions of fans globally. And out of those millions, some young boys and girls are still forming their opinions and developing their thoughts. To have Ye as an idol or an influencer is the worst thing for them. So, every bad decision should be met with criticism to encourage a different pathway. The ideas that he preaches shouldn't be a part of society, regardless of who's saying it and how much money is at stake. Now, let's look at some more consequences. Balenciaga cut ties with the rapper despite him walking in their summer 2023 show for Paris Fashion Week on the 2nd of October. After that, the long-awaited pair spoke up. Kim and Khloe Kardashian both posted statements supporting Jewish people, but didn't name the American singer by his name. Kim, Ye's ex, shared that hate speech is never okay. She called for the horrid statements to come to an end. That wasn't all. The world will never get to see the documentary being made on Ye. MRC issued a statement going against his statements and refusing to support the actions any further. CAA and Adidas were quick to follow the pattern on the 24th and 25th of October, respectively, as we already know. Both have ceased any connection with him. More recently, the major law firm in Manhattan by the name of Cadwalader, Wickersham and Taft is no longer working alongside Ye. They had helped him terminate the partnership with Gap. And among much other latest news, we found out that Texas A&M stopped using Ye's song Power as their entrance song. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Kanye not being a billionaire? Do you think that the consequences are fair? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.